The call came in at 2:17 a.m. No dispatcher was supposed to be on duty that night. The county emergency center in northern Colorado ran on an automated system after midnight, recording messages, logging coordinates, forwarding them to the morning shift. But this call didn't record. It connected. A landline crackled to life on an unused console, its indicator light glowing red as if someone had lifted the receiver on the other end. The number didn't display, only a location, a single GPS coordinate deep in the Rockies, far past marked trails, in a stretch of forest officially listed as uninhabited. The dispatcher who heard the call would later swear she never touched the console. She was making coffee when the ringing started. And then a voice came through. Not screaming, not crying, just breathing. Slow, close, as if the mouth was right against the receiver. After 8 seconds, the voice spoke. "Please, don't hang up." The dispatcher froze. She asked for a name. The line clicked, popped, then answered. "We've been waiting." The coordinates matched an old ranger report from the early 2000s, a cabin, built sometime in the 1970s, off-grid, no road access, no electricity. One landline installed through a now-defunct private line that should have been disconnected decades ago. The owners, Thomas and Evelyn Marr, had vanished 20 years earlier. No bodies, no signs of struggle, no explanation. Search teams at the time found the cabin locked from the inside, food on the table, a fire long burned out in the hearth, the phone hanging neatly on the wall. No one ever answered calls made to the cabin. After 6 months, the case went cold. The landline was officially declared dead. Yet here it was, calling out. By dawn, a rescue team was dispatched. 2 search and rescue officers, 1 forest ranger, 1 technician to document the site. No one joked on the hike in. The forest felt wrong, too quiet, no wind, no birds. Even their radios hissed with static in rhythmic bursts like breathing. The GPS led them to a narrow clearing. The cabin stood exactly where the report said it would be, intact, unrotted, as if time had avoided it. The door was closed, no tracks in the dirt, no sign of recent use, except for one thing, the sound, a faint ringing coming from inside. The ranger knocked. The ringing stopped. Silence followed, thick, heavy, expectant. Then the phone rang again, longer this time. They forced the door. Inside, the air was stale but not decayed. Furniture sat neatly arranged. Dust lay thick on every surface except one, the wall-mounted phone. Its surface was clean. The receiver trembled slightly as it rang. No wires connected it to the wall. The technician filmed everything. One of the officers reached for the phone. Before his hand touched it, the ringing stopped. The receiver lifted itself, just enough to leave the cradle, and a voice spoke. "We came back too early." The officer dropped the camera. The voice didn't sound old. It didn't sound distorted. It sounded current, like someone standing just behind them. The ranger demanded to know who was speaking. The voice paused, then replied, calmly, "We're still inside." The call disconnected. The phone went dead. No dial tone, no ring. Just a quiet click as the receiver settled back into place. They searched the cabin thoroughly. No basement, no crawl space, no hidden rooms. Nothing under the floorboards, nothing in the walls. But the technician noticed something strange in the footage later. During the recording, the phone's cord, though disconnected, shifted slightly every time the voice spoke, as if reacting, as if listening. That night, the team camped outside the cabin to wait for backup. At 3:12 a.m., The ringing started again, this time not from the cabin, from the radios. Every unit rang simultaneously. No incoming frequency, no caller ID, just ringing. Then the voice, clearer now. "We can hear you breathing." The ranger shut his radio off. The voice continued, from the others, then from the trees. One officer broke. He ran toward the cabin. The door was open. The phone was ringing. He lifted the receiver. The last thing captured on his body cam was his face changing, not in fear, but recognition, like someone seeing a familiar room. Then he smiled. The feed cut out. At sunrise, the cabin was empty again. No officer, no phone sounds, no open door. Inside, the furniture was unchanged, except for a new item on the table, a modern smartphone. Its screen lit up when the technician touched it. One missed call from an unknown number, timestamp 2:17 a.m., caller ID name, cabin. The official report says the officer was lost to the wilderness, hypothermia, disorientation, terrain hazards. The footage was classified. The landline was finally removed. The cabin was burned down 3 months later, or so the records claim. But hikers still report something strange. Deep in the Rockies, where no signal should reach, phones occasionally ring. No number, no connection bars, just a vibration. And when answered, a familiar voice speaks, not asking for help, just saying, "We found us faster this time." Then the line goes dead, and somewhere, in a place that shouldn't exist anymore, a phone is still hanging on a wall, clean, waiting, listening.